We're advisors, so if we can all agree on this call, Rochelle, would you agree we're advisors, right?
Yes.
We're not agents, we're advisors. Let's not be so anxious to get into the homes, and let's take the time to walk them through how does the process work. How many of our clients are confused about what even earnest money is? Contingencies, what does it mean if you give up your inspection? Why do they need to spend that money? What does title mean? All these things are important to walk them through the process.
I've heard this from some agents that have been recruited that come to Best Choice recently, actually, where they're still uncomfortable presenting the buyer agency or the service agreement. When you're either working with a seller or with a buyer, just simply saying that it can be terminated by either party. If you're dissatisfied with my service, you have a designated broker that can be terminated by either my broker or the client. So if you're not happy with that agreement, it can be pretty much ripped up. And so explain it to them in simple terms like that. And then it's not a question of how much am I getting paid? It's more of what kind of level of service are you wanting? So you can incorporate that into your education with your buyer or your seller by going over the key points. And I don't think this takes very long. I mean, I did it last night with a seller, Virginia, because he hadn't sold a home in like 22 years. So we just went through, we got an offer that came in, and I'm not going to read the entire offer, but I gave him overnight to read it. But I wanted to go over these 5 or 6 key points. I've already done number 6, but I did explain how closing works. I explained earnest money to them, the contingency periods that were in the offer, the inspection, and the title. I wasn't expecting to hear from the seller until the afternoon, and he was like, "Thank you so much for taking the time." He knew I was in the airport last night at like 10 o'clock when we talked. So, but it was just taking that 15 minutes of time to go over that with him. And he was very appreciative today. So that's why you want a win-win with your clients.